Good morning, everybody. Say good morning, my lady friend Mercedes,
Morning.
my beautiful videographer and muse. What is a muse? Something or someone that encourages and inspires an artist or a musician to do great, beautiful things, or at least try with all their great, beautiful ability to try to create. It's beautiful in itself to just try, which is what I'm doing. And I'm so glad to have Mercedes. We are going to, this is a painting. And it's, I don't know if it's finished, but this is what I gave to her. She loves birds, and it could be for what it looks like, it could be an acrylic underpainting, which I would go over with oils if I really want to do a finished piece, and et cetera, et cetera. Here is a painting very quickly that is before I met Mercedes that I was doing with a more northern kind of Wagnerian feel. And that's an oil, and it was probably overworked, but I don't know. Who knows? Different things appeal to different people. This is a painting, as in previous videos, that I'm almost finished, but enjoying. I will have to work on it until I'm tweaking it on a weekly basis, a little bit, poquito and poquito. It's not yet Christmas, so we have a long time before I need to finish that and give it to Mercedes and her family. We'll do an unveiling. Okay, so Mercedes, thank you so much. And if you will, now they've seen you holding the guitar, if you will please hold the video on one hand and keep the guitar, I will now demonstrate. I'm not going to work on this today. I'm going to have it available in the background for inspiration, and I'm going to paint Mercedes holding the guitar. And Mercedes, just before you do that, I just want to show the audience my palette. Okay, so this is my palette, one of my palettes. This is my other palette. Okay, we're going to work in watercolor today, and we were able to. And this is the easel given to me by my fantastic landlord and art teacher who wishes to remain anonymous, but. I've talked about it enough, with enough talk. So thank you, teacher. Always thank your teachers. You have to pay it forward in life. When somebody helps you, whether it's your mom, dad, or a guardian, or a benefactor who takes the place of somebody like that, you can never pay the person back. You always have to pay it forward, but you can always be thankful and show gratitude to that person. So very quickly, the first thing I'm going to do to set up a painting, I'm just going to use the primary colors. Red, here's a good red. I'll use this red. We won't use anything but just red, blue, and yellow. And black. Whether we get into blacks and whites today is debatable because we have a red, blue, and a yellow. We're doing watercolor, and we're just doing a quick concept, and we can sketch it out in a blue just for the sake of brevity, because when you... so let's just get started. So I don't know, I think better is this way so we can catch a little more of the natural light. And thank you, Mercedes. Mercedes, can you say good morning? You want to say good morning or say anything to
Good
the
morning.
audience? Good morning. Okay, that's wonderful because that's all that's necessary. So Mercedes, how do you feel today?
Fine.
Do you feel like the wonderful muse and model that you are to me?
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. Okay, so the first thing we do is we take our blue and we take the opposite end of the cap, which has a little puncture thing in it made to order. Then we puncture the top of the paint, and we take our palette and we put the paint on the palette like so. And really this morning, I could actually do that with all three, but I'm just going to do it with the blue to give you a quick demonstration on painting with watercolor, which all I want you to do, I see my lady friend Mercedes, and I'm just going to sketch it out in a mid-tone, okay, and she has a beautiful, this just is what it is. And you can see that if all I have really in terms of my ability is my enthusiasm right now, because I am not, this is not, this is what it is. Everybody say it is what it is. So then we take our red, do the same thing. We're going to puncture. Up, keep the guitar. Keep the guitar. Okay, that's right. She's going to put it down. That's okay. She's right. Because you know what? She knows that I have, she put the guitar down and she knows that I have it in my memory to do the guitar without her having to hold it necessarily. So she put it aside. And if I need her to pick that back up, that's what a good model knows to do. So here we have all our watercolors are set up, and we're in Mercedes' lovely art studio, salon. It's a salon. Everybody say salon. Comment tu dis salon? Je parle très peu français. That means I speak very little French, but if you say that, at least people in France know that you're trying. Okay, so let's say we are over here with our palette, okay, and we're going to take our palette and make a mid-tone. That's all, just a mid-tone. So we're going to sketch a mid-tone, put a little red, mid-tone. Okay, everybody say mid-tone. Going to get a little red. Okay, now a quick demonstration on as you paint in watercolor. The whole thing about watercolors is it's set up for something like that, which you then, the paper is absorbent and wonderful to the extent that you then blend and fade and give yourself some kind of back. Okay, and a good brush to use for just working in what is a medium-sized filbert. It's not too big and not too small. You just lay everything in. You can do some of the detail. You don't get lost in doing too much of the detail. And with the primary colors, you're going to set out, basically, for instance, I'll give you an example. You're going to set out a concept of a face, okay, which is all of a sudden, so it's really kind of difficult sometimes to move back and forth from everything at once, but that's how it, you know, so you're drawing, okay, and everybody say drawing, and we're actually too busy to just keep using. We have this set up. We just took a plastic cup that Mercedes had sitting around, and we get all our brushes sticking out ready for use. And it's so cool because, you know, so then we just continue drawing. Everybody say drawing and drawing. Okay, now we want to put that beautiful coloring. So we go to, okay, so here we have, and continue drawing and painting. You're drawing with a brush. That's what you're doing, is drawing with a brush. Okay, so then you're going to come back and you're going to give me a hand concept. Okay, that's how you play guitars, with a hand concept. Everybody say hand concept. Can you say hand concept, Mercedes? ¿Cómo se dice hand en español? Mano?
Mano.
Mano. ¿Cómo se dice guitarro? Guitarro. Guitar.
La mano en la guitarra.
Ah, hands on the guitar. Look how you blend and fade the watercolor. It's wonderful how it can be blended and faded. Okay. Now we're going to come underneath because you have the guitar shape. We want to complete the guitar shape a little bit, not too much. Okay, we don't want to do too much at once, but we don't want to do too little, because then why would we even paint if we don't do enough? So let's say we're going to have what we call a cutaway guitar, okay, which is not the one I have, but I like to do a cutaway because then we could show a little bit about what's going on with the wrist as she plays. Okay, so then we're going to come in with this brush and give a little concept of detail. This brush is wonderful because it covers a lot. It can cover a lot of ground, but can also do a lot of detail at the same time. So you can really draw with this brush, and that's what I primarily wanted to say today was, okay, is draw with the brush. Everybody say, can you say draw with the brush? ¿Cómo se dice draw en español, Mercedes? Escribe? Escribe?
No, draw, dibujar.
Dibujar. Why did I say escribe? That's so crazy. Dibujar con bros. I don't speak Spanish, and I'm so sorry I'm trying to speak Spanish. But I really want to learn a little bit of that language because so many wonderful people in the world today speak so many languages. And we all want to learn the languages that are spoken so that we can, and that's why art is so great. I'll tell you why art is so great. I can tell you why I love music, but right now I'm going to tell you why I love art this morning, which is that you can be in a classroom full of kids and it can be so helpful when everybody speaks so many different languages nowadays. Even in our own country, we have different dialects and vernacular. Everybody say vernacular. And I misspelled it in a video last week, and I had to take out the video. And it was just one letter, but vernacular is V-E-R, and that's a vocabulary word for the week. Vernacular is V-E-R, N-A-C-U-L-A-R, and I had said that it was E-R, and I was very, humbled and embarrassed. Sort of. I mean, not really embarrassed, but I didn't leave the video, even though it was one of my better videos in other respects. But in that respect, I needed to take it out because the whole point of vocabulary and spelling is that you spell things correctly. And okay, so that just gives you a quick idea on how to set up a watercolor your own way. And there's no right or wrong at this point. You could tell that by the fact that I'm not really concerned about aesthetics or standards or technique at the moment. I'm just concerned about telling you about my palette, my brushes, which I took a cup and poked a little hole in it, and the brushes are sticking out and available. I have my little bit of water container. I have my watercolors, which I didn't show you the whole set yet. This was acquired. You find art supplies for sale sometimes out on a Sunday. Some wonderful person will have some of their extra art supplies out for sale. I got this with the help of Mercedes. I had no cash on me. She was like, "Oh, here, okay." I just got a wonderful deal. So be ready to find bargains. And I sometimes pick up canvases that people leave out on the street and then treat them, disinfect them, and then treat them with gesso and reuse them sometimes, or they're sometimes new. So everybody say found art, happy art, and music is coming up next. We're going to do a music video, and I want to get one last shot of Mercedes holding the guitar, and so you can remember what we're